You are listening to Take Back with Zac, where we cover the hottest topics in the sporting world, including deep dives into the greatest teams to ever exist. The Lakers, the Chargers, and the Anaheim Angels, as well as all the news from around the world of sports, available everywhere you get your podcast, and video available on YouTube. This is the first hour of a 4-hour live show on Twitch and YouTube. So if you like this, you're going to love the full show. Tune in Monday and Wednesday from 1 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, and Friday as well. We're also doing nightly NBA postseason, post-game shows. Those are available. I start those shows at the second half of the last game of every single night. On today's show, we're going to be covering the NFL draft. Ty Simpson getting drafted to the Rams. What up, dog? Jeremiah Love, 3rd overall. Okay. We're going to talk about the Cowboys, the Jets, maybe a little bit about the Giants, all mixed in there. I want to dive into the NBA playoffs and kind of do like a recap of where we're at after a full week of NBA playoff games and see where the series are at and where I see them going. And we have a lot of injury news to take care of because it would not be an NBA Friday without injury news, brother. We do have some breaking news. Austin Reeves has been upgraded to questionable for Game 3s and 4. Threes. There's only one Game 3. Game 3 and 4. I ain't getting plural on you. I'm trying to stay singular. You know what I mean? Come on. Singular wireless. Raising the bar. We are looking and progressing towards an Austin Reeves comeback tonight. If it doesn't happen tonight, it most likely will be Game 4. That is the breaking news over there. But we're going to cover all of the NBA injury news. But first, as you know, this show begins the same way every single day without fail with the verse of the day. This verse is my life verse. I got it tatted on my arm, bro. My second tattoo, my first real tattoo was this eagle on my arm. And underneath, it's hard to see, but there's a little 40-31 underneath for this verse, Isaiah 40-31. I used to write this on my cleats when I played ball. But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles, brother. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. This one is for me today, dog. I needed this one. I need that trust in the Lord. OMG, what's going on? Just Pooper, man? Just Poop? Followed me on Twitch? I have a take I would like to share. Drop it in the chat while we do today's movie of the day. Brother, thank you for the follow. Today's movie of the day is 6 Degrees of Separation. I don't even know what this movie is, but it has Donald Sutherland in it and Will Smith, a young-looking Will Smith. I still, every once in a while, I'll just be like chilling, doing nothing, thinking about life, and then I'll remember like the Oscars 3 years ago when he slapped Chris Rock in the face. I was watching it with my girlfriend at the time, and we were locked in on the Oscars. We watched every single movie that was nominated for Best Picture, and I was like, all right, here we go, Oscar night. I'm like, here we go, girl. Let's go. Let's see who's right. Let's do our picks and predictions. And then Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face, and I'm like, well, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm going to watch the Oscars every year from now on. Here it is. Chicago Bears were top 5 winners of the first round. Thieneman following to them was like a fever dream to every Bears fan. You noticed after they drafted Thieneman, everyone started trading back in the draft. So just Pooper, man. Brother, maybe you're on to something. Maybe this guy knows ball. I don't know who you are, but I absolutely love you watching the show and hanging out with us. We're going to get to the sports in just a second. But let's do a little description on this movie, 6 Degrees of Separation. The ultimate movie about the New York cult of class. This rich and challenging cinematic treat is both a laugh out loud comedy and a biting social commentary about the separation of the haves and the have-nots. Will Smith gives a mightily impressive debut. Donald Sutherland is perfection and perfection, and Stockard Channing moves from brilliance to somewhere above and beyond somewhere beyond brilliance. Posing as a son of Sidney Poitier, oh, that's crazy. Paul deftly penetrates the of art dealing Ubanites, Uisa and Flank, but as Paul's web of names and fear begins to unravel, his provides his hosts and much more in the ultimate cocktail party anecdote. He sets in motion a series of events that will alter the course of their lives forever. 1993's 6 Degrees of Separation. Posing as the son of Sidney Poitier, maybe the best black actor of all time. Top 5 black actors, drop them in the chat. Someone hurry up. After that, we're doing top Chinese actors. Number 1, Jackie Chan by a mile. Also, Akeem Mesidor will be the steal of the draft for the Chargers. Hey, just Popper, man. Are you Daniel Popper? Are you the Daniel Popper, just Popper Man? Brother, I got notes on Akeem Mesidor, and that's where I want to start today's show with a big fat, hey, go Bolts!
Rest in peace, my granny, she got hit by a bazooka.
This dude has a crazy motor and absolutely wreaked havoc all year for Miami and will continue to do so in Los Angeles. This is a note to all the Chargers fans. So if you're not a Chargers fan, please plug your ears. Close your ears. JD Walker, thank you, brother. I tried hard on that one. Fought with my sword and my shield. Will Smith is number 1 black actors. Michael B. Jordan. Let's keep going because we've named 2. No one's talked about Sidney Poitier. Sidney Poitier has to be in there. Guys, Don Cheadle. Can we give a shout out to Don Cheadle? Denzel Washington. These are also all men. Denzel's an easy top 5, JD. Can we get a woman in there? Can we please get a woman? Her name is Viola. Her last name is Davis. Hey, real quick message to all the Chargers fans out there. If you're not a Chargers fan, plug your ears right now. Please, tell me the guard that you wanted the Los Angeles Chargers to draft. Please, yeah. No, tell me the guard that you wanted the Chargers to draft. Because all I'm hearing online is all these Chargers fans are mad that we didn't draft a guard. Hey, which one did you want? You have no idea who any of these dudes are. First of all, Kalen Rutledge. They're like, hey, Kalen Rutledge went 2 picks later. He's a guard. Hey, he played at Georgia Tech? Hey, have you ever watched a Georgia Tech game? Who's their quarterback? His name's Haynes King. They did not run a pro-style offense in Georgia Tech. He's an awesome run blocker. Kalen Rutledge is, but he's slow as crap. Ultimately, the fans have no idea what is available to the coaches, right? John Orvitz said, hey, just Popperman is a black man, and number 1 is Denzel. Hey, if we're going to have a guy give us the top 5, it's got to be just Popperman because he is of the... I was going to say tribe. It sounded so racist. Of the clan? That's even worse. Ethnic! We need it, but we do need a for sure top 5. Okay, so it's in this order: number 2, Denzel, Morgan Freeman, Will Smith, Sidney Poitier, James Earl Jones. James Earl Jones is a great shout. No women though, and we forgot about Morgan Freeman. Bro plays God. He's got to be on this list somewhere. Cuba Gooding Jr. played a retarded guy in Radio. That maybe works for somebody. Someone's like, my favorite black guy in a movie is when Cuba Gooding Jr. played a retarded guy who loves football. Like us. That's us. It's just the chat. That's just you and me, the chat. Retarded guys love football. I did see your take about Akeem. Just Popperman, to get more on the Akeem stuff, he said he's the steal of the draft. My reason is different than most, though. By the time he's over his contract and 5th-year option, he'll be 31, meaning you could choose between paying or play or paying less for age. It's actually a great point. A lot of people are upset that Akeem Mesidor is 25 years old. Before we get into the whole he's old and he's Canadian thing, to all the people that were saying the Chargers needed to draft a lineman, ultimately the Chargers have 2 all-pro tackles joining this offensive line next season, which seemingly every Bolt fan has forgotten. Name the other team in the NFL that has 2 all-pro tackles. Chat, maybe you could help me out with this one. Is there another team that has... I know, he's Canadian. It sucks. Is there another team that has 2 all-pro tackles on it? I know the Eagles probably do, but... the Chargers are one of these teams in the NFL with 2 all-pro tackles on it. It's an offensive line unit. If you remember when Joe Alt did play in the 4 or 5 games that he played last year, brother, the O-line in general got better when he was in. Him and Rashawn Slater are coming back into this offensive line. So everyone was like, hey, dog, we needed to draft a guard. Bro, we have an unbelievable O-line coming and an offensive coordinator, Mike McDaniel, that likes to get the ball out in under 3 seconds nearly every single play. If we can harken back to a time before Tua had the finger thing, that offense in Miami was the best offense in football. And they had a worse offensive line then than the Chargers will next season. I think Chargers fans are just freaking out a little bit too much about the offensive line, in my opinion. A line that has 2 all-pro tackles coming back on it. Oreo says in a couple years the Giants will. Yeah, I actually believe that. That's actually good. Just Popperman is a true ball knower, bro. Welcome to the show. Good to have you, dog. Maybe it's not Daniel Popper. But we'll find out your first and last name and your social security very soon. My hot take of the draft is the Chicago Bears were top 5 winners of the first round. Very, 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 very good take. I agree with you. Mesidor is old, and he's Canadian, which I would rather him be American and old than Canadian old, but whatever. I'd rather him be Canadian and old, though, than young and, like, European or something like that, if that makes any sense. But he's a dude that has an absolute heart for football, and he's going to be going into this organization to give absolutely everything he is. For all the people that are saying, hey, he's 25, he's so old. You know Khalil Mack is 35? Do you like him on your team? Do you like Khalil Mack? Everyone liked Khalil Mack last year. He was very good for us last year. He's 35. But 25 is too old to draft a guy in the first round. Like Popperman said, at the end of his contract, his rookie year deal with a 5th-year option, at the end of year 5, he'll be 31 years old, okay? So this is an option for the Chargers to say, like, hey, we want to resign you to like a 2 or 3 year deal, right, and bring you back. Or they could say, bro, it was great. Thank you for the 5 years here. You could go somewhere else now. They never really are in a position where they have to pay him this crazy 7-year, 8-year-long deal that a lot of teams get tied up with. We're not going to have that situation with Akeem Mesidor. This is also a Chargers team that is in win-now mode. They didn't draft a guy that's like really young and is like a prospect and someone we could build around, and in 2 or 3 years, we're like, hey, look at this dude. Like Tuli Peloto. Tuli is younger than Akeem Mesidor. Akeem Mesidor is a ready right now type guy, and the Chargers love him. The coaches love him. If Jim Harbaugh loves this pick, darn it, I love it too. Khalil Mack got paid, and he's 35, and nobody complained. But when y'all get a rookie whose athletic peak will be his entire rookie deal, they complain. It's crazy. J.D. Walker thinks the Cowboys won the draft, and I'd love to jump into the Cowboys with you in just a moment here. They got Caleb Downs at 7, to which they traded up for, and then they traded back from their 20th pick with the Eagles, which is weird. A little bit weird that they did a deal with the Eagles, but whatever. Ultimately, they traded back and drafted Malachi Lawrence, who a lot of people had never watched play football because he played at UCF. Shout out to Space U. Bounce U. The Bounce House is what they call their stadium, because the stadium actually bounces because it has cheap aluminum seats, and they fill it with like 30,000 drunk Orlandoians, and it shakes, and they're like, this is cool. Bro, one day when that thing collapses, thousands of people are going to die, and they're going to have to forfeit the game. It's going to be like UAB ends up winning in a forfeit at UCF. The University of Alabama, Birmingham, the Dragons, get their first win of the season. They're now 1-8 due to forfeit at UCF. Man, I don't really care about the Lawrence pick at 23 because the Cowboys might have gotten the best player in the draft in Caleb Downs. The dude can actually take over a game in a division that feels really, really winnable. Not going to lie. That was a division last year that everyone was thinking the Cowboys could have done something if they had a better defense. So they went out and got better defense. It's exactly what they did and what they needed to do, and they went out and did it. Caleb Downs is an absolute difference maker in a league that has Devonta Smith in it and Scary Terry. It's got Malik Neighbors over. There's a lot of wide receiver talent in the NFC East and just a lot of talent in general, right? A play at safety, man, with Caleb Downs back there is an awesome move for the Cowboys. They ended up then trading down, and they got some picks in the backup. So they traded up to get Caleb Downs. They lost a couple of 4th-rounders, but they got some 5th-rounders back when they traded back with the Eagles. So all in all, if you're looking at this thing from like an X's and O's perspective, yeah, the Cowboys improved on their roster, but also just from like a draft perspective, the team in general made smart moves, which is not an attribute that we've usually given to the team in Dallas. Smart move-making type of guys. Prayers for all the Jets fans. There was a moment last night where the Jets drafted the Jets drafted Malachi Lawrence at the exact same time the Knicks gave up the lead in the 4th quarter and the Mets gave up a game-tying grand slam. Dude, go New York, go New York, go! It's so funny to watch them absolutely fail. Cowboys need to trade up today and get linebacker CJ Allen or Jacob Rodriguez. Jacob Rodriguez still being available is very, very weird to me. But then again, you and I have no idea what's going on. Okay? I'm just going to let you know right now. The teams had like 3-hour, 4-hour meetings with all of these players. All of them got physicals. All of them took Wonderlic tests. All of them took all of these testing, and they did all the combine. And they got all the numbers and metrics. You and me are sitting here today behind our desk or at our office, and we're just like, I think they should trade up and go and get this guy. I'm like, the teams know so much more than we know. All of the Chargers fans last night were saying we should trade back. Joe Horvitz was like, yeah, we tried. There was nothing available. Oh, okay. So there's Chargers fans today, thousands of them, maybe hundreds, maybe tens, that are like, I'm so mad that we got Akeem Mesidor and didn't trade back in the draft, fully not knowing that was not even an option. I absolutely love it. I love the draft. Another hot take. Vikings are top 5 losers of the draft. Reach for Banks like crazy, 3 games on the year. Hey, just pop. I don't have winners and losers of the draft because I am myself unknowledgeable and I don't like to guess on things. It's like a little, literally, we're all making these like assumptions off a name being called. Hey, let me see him on the field first. I just always will remember you. Bills fans were livid when they drafted Josh Allen. Ravens fans were furious when they drafted Lamar Jackson. Okay? In 2007, every Browns fan in the world wanted Brady Quinn so bad, and they were so mad when the team drafted Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas ended up being a Hall of Fame left tackle. You have no idea what's going to happen until we absolutely get out there. But, Pops, if you do want to call in at one point and give your winners and losers of the draft, that'd be actually really sick. Or if anybody wants to give their winners and losers. Biggest winner, biggest loser of the draft would be awesome for all the callers today. The Bills are smart. They are going to get Denzel Boston for cheap. That would be cool. I didn't mean to do that, but it fit really well. The Giants had a great draft last night. They got Arvell Reese at 5 and Francis Mauigoa at 10th, which Francis Mauigoa is probably the best offensive lineman in the draft last night. They've talked about moving him from tackle to guard. I don't know, man. When you have a guy who's that talented and that big and that freaky, I kind of lean towards keeping him at his position, but they do have some good tackles over there in New York. Ultimately, I don't think John Harbaugh is going to make the wrong move here. I don't think we're going to be looking back next year and be like, they should have made this. They made this mistake by playing him at guard instead of tackle. Your dad, 4200 with the follow, brother. What up, dog? You're the man, bro. Thanks for the follow. We're talking ball, hanging out, having a good time. We will be live on Twitch and YouTube 1 to 2 p.m. exclusively, and then 2 to 4 we'll be going live on TikTok and letting in the heathens. But both those dudes are absolute studs. Arvell Reese at 5 and Francis Mauigoa at 10. They play really, really good football. Man, in that uniform, they're going to look really good. I think a lot of teams come in and a lot of players come into the New York Giants organization just look darn good in that uniform. That's half the thing for me, right? Looking good. You know, play good, look good, play good, feel good, smell good, whatever. I would just be stoked to get drafted in the New York Giants because I'd be looking sexy in that blue and red uniform. Brother. OMG, Brother Bear. Jackson Dart would not look as good as a quarterback if he was playing for the Browns. I'll put it that way. You wanted to build something around Jackson Dart, and by adding in a beast to protect him, you've done just that. If this team goes out round 2 and gets a close to top-end receiver to play with Malik Neighbors, I think they're going to be in a really good spot. I think they're fine at running back. Tyrone Tracy had like a surprisingly good year. Cam Scadaboo is obviously great. Malik Neighbors is a top talent. I don't know if he's going to start the season as a top talent, but he'll finish it as a top talent if he stays healthy. I think they maybe need to add a piece to the wide receiver core. The O-line looks good. Do we expect Jackson Dart to take a step up or a step back? I think that is the question for us. Is your TikTok name the same as your Twitch? Yes, sir, your dad. Same everywhere. When I made this channel, when I made this show, I made sure to make Take Back With Zac available absolutely everywhere. If you're ever going to start a social media or a business, first thing you do, make sure you can get the Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter all of the same handle. I hate when guys are like, yo, it's Take Back With Zac on TikTok, but on Instagram it's TBWZ, and on Twitch it's TBWZ Show. It's like, come on, brother. Figure it out. Ultimately, I don't think the Giants are very good at football still. They added in some nice rookie talent. They got a great head coach, turned things around. It's still the New York Giants, brother. I feel like this team has drafted defensive front 7 for like the past 10 years in a row, and I don't know where any of them are, right? Abdul Carter won Defensive Rookie of the Year in a shocker. I wasn't wildly impressed with him last year. Man, for a team that always is drafting a linebacker or an edge or a D tackle, you think they would have the best defense in the league, and just they simply don't. The line is going to open up in just a little bit here once I get through the power hour. They got Geno to hold over to next year, Nico. Yeah, there's also a shot that Geno Smith just looks good in New York, right? I don't know if that situation in Las Vegas, anybody would have had success. That O-line was historically so bad. I mean, Justin Herbert would have been good in front of that O-line because he's good in front of every O-line. But ultimately, I think Geno does take a step up in New York. Garrett Wilson's a really good pass catcher. The Jets also got Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper at 16 and 30. With their number 2 overall pick, the Jets did take David Bailey. Man, I'll just say it real quick for you guys. The Jets absolutely stink like crap. Let's not get that mistaken. The Jets still stink. They're horrible. They're really, really bad. But from what I have seen, the dudes that they've drafted are studs, bro. Kenyon Sadiq is a wild card. We're not set on Kenyon Sadiq yet. I think we still need to see a little bit of how he looks in the NFL. He's more of a smaller frame tight end, but too big of a frame to play wide receiver, kinda. He's like that weird hybrid tight end wide receiver, almost Kyle Pitts-like. Almost, but not as big as Kyle Pitts. But Kenyon Sadiq can absolutely move. I think he's going to be a great vertical threat. Omar Cooper is an awesome slot receiver. They're building a roster that's like they're prepping a home. You know, like before you bring your baby home from the hospital? I don't have a kid. I'm single as heck. Single and lonely. Bro, you can have the best day ever. You lay down on your bed alone and you're just like, I'm sad now. It's so crazy. You have the best day ever. You get home, you're all alone. You're like, I'm sad. But ultimately what the Jets are doing is preparing the nursery for the baby to come home. Does that make any sense? Like before you bring your baby home from the hospital, the nursery's all painted. You got the crib done. All the furniture is built. You got the diapers ready, the bottles ready, the pumps. Everything is ready to rock and roll when you bring that baby home. That's what the Jets are doing. They're preparing a nursery to bring the baby home. The baby comes home after the 2027 draft class, which is absolutely stacked with quarterbacks next season. Speaking of quarterbacks, Ty Simpson got drafted to the Los Angeles Rams? What? I know! One more time. Ty Simpson, a guy that everyone's like, this guy's falling out of the first round, got drafted to the Los Angeles Rams? What? I know.
Huh?
Same. Is that Coach Carter on the TV? I'm Coach Carter. What up, Swaggy? Good to see you. No, it's called 6 Degrees of Separation. It's Will Smith is in it and Donald Sutherland and some nice looking lady. There could not have been a better organization for Ty Simpson to fall to in this draft. I don't even want to say fall or why. It's like, bro was chosen. The funniest part is Sean McVay did not look very happy, and a lot of people are kind of reading the tea leaves on the Sean McVay thing. I think that's the guy who's like ready to compete for Super Bowls, and you drafted a dude for next year or next 2 years from now, and he's like, what, you want me to get hyped for that? Like, Sean McVay is a freak, dude. Sean McVay does not have fun just hanging out and sitting there and like talking about next. Like, he's ready to go practice. He's ready to scheme up some plays. You know he watches every UFL game. He has no time for NBA postseason. He's locked in on the UFL, scouting, watching for plays. Well, he's watching spring practices. Sean McVay's an absolute freak, dude, so I wouldn't look too much into the whole, like, him not being stoked on it. Nico says it's not very smart. JD said McVay looked pissed. I need more opinions on the Ty Simpson thing. Come on, let him fly. If you're in the YouTube chat, please like the stream, and then also keep chatting, bro, over on the YouTube world. My favorite thought of this whole thing is that Sean McVay and Les Snead were convinced by Dan Orlovsky to draft Ty Simpson. Like, they've been watching NFL Live every day for the past month, and originally they were, like, way low on Ty Simpson. And they're like, hey, this Dan Orlovsky guy's got a good point. Hey, the guy who stepped out of bounds for the Lions has a pretty good point. Stepped out of the back of the end zone for the Lions. They're, like, at their facility in Woodland Hills, which is a beautiful facility, by the way. I visited it a couple times. It's gorgeous over in Woodland Hills, so deep in the valley, though. It's 100 million degrees in the summertime. They were just sitting at the facility. They looked over on the Pat McAfee show. They're watching Dan Orlovsky break down Bama versus Wisconsin tape in the Thunderdome. And they're just like, hey, this guy actually is pretty good at football. The GMs and the coaches do read all of the mock drafts. I have heard that. Like, so if you are a random dude on Twitter or some aggregator and you release a mock draft, bro, odds are Ryan Poles is going to see it. Like, someone is going to watch and listen to your mock draft because they read everything. Because ultimately, they don't really know what's going on either. The only weird part for me with this whole Ty Simpson thing is you have a Rams team that was a fluke 2-point conversion away from getting the 1 seed and most likely taking out the Seahawks at home in the NFC Championship game and then going on to the Super Bowl and probably win the Super Bowl because no one was high on the Patriots because the Patriots stink. If the pick was today, I'd be fine with it. Oreo, that's a good point. It can be a very good pick, though, because Stafford is a quarterback to learn from. That's also smart, JD. Stafford is going to be a great mentor to Ty Simpson as he's retiring. Yeah, if he wants to be. Nico thinks it's a very, very smart pick. So we're a little bit all over the place. Nico likes it. JD and Oreo are a little bit off on it. Most of the mock drafts I saw Simpson to the Jets. The Jets did not mess with Ty Simpson because they're waiting for next season, bro, which is not the worst idea in the world. Regardless of what you think about their situation last year in Los Angeles, this team was a piece away from winning the Super Bowl, right? So a lot of people are out there saying like, hey, you were a piece away from winning the Super Bowl, yet you used your draft pick on someone who's not going to play this season. You utilized the 13th overall pick, which you traded up to go get, to go grab a guy that's not even going to play for you this season. I don't know if I had a team and I had 53, if I had 52 great players and I need a 53rd great player, I don't know if I'm drafting a backup quarterback, but ultimately the Rams did get Trent McDuffie. They used their first round pick to go get Trent McDuffie. That's exactly what they did. That was the missing piece that they needed. So now I think Sean McVay and Les Snead were like, hey, I don't think we have a missing piece anymore. We addressed the quarterback position. So many people are saying they should have used that pick to go get the one piece they were missing. And I'm like, dude, Trent McDuffie was that guy. They used their first round pick to go out and get him. Now, this first round pick that they got was more of like a bonus first round pick in like a kind of a weird way. Exactly, Oreo. The Rams don't need anything. The Rams could have gotten Mekhi Lemon, though. I hear what you're saying. That team has Devonta Adams. That team has Puka Nacua. That team's good at wide receiver, dude. It might be the best wide receiver duo in the league. And they have other guys that are constantly stepping up. Higbee's a great asset for them. The Rams are fine at skill position. Could they have gotten Mekhi Lemon? Yeah, they could have, right? But I think they weighed their options. And they said Mekhi Lemon might help us now. Maybe they were low on Mekhi Lemon. I don't know. Also, Puka Nacua plays the slot. So are you going to move Puka to the X and let Mekhi Lemon play the slot? I think you keep Puka where he's at. And Mekhi Lemon is not an X wide receiver. They have the quarterback of the present, and hopefully Ty Simpson could turn into quarterback of the future in Los Angeles. Those are most of my notes on the NBA stuff. I mean, on the MLB draft. What? Those are my notes on the NFL draft. I have 3 more pages of notes on all of the NBA stuff. When we go live on TikTok, I think I'm going to be leaning more into the NBA stuff because that's what's been popping recently. But for the first time in a while, I'm going to open up the phone lines right now on the Power Hour. So the TBWZ phone lines are officially open. The number is at the top or bottom of the screen, depending on if you're upside down or not. The number is 213-352-5216. If anybody wants to call in and talk a little bit about what their team did in the draft, we can absolutely go over it. I would be remiss not to talk about Jeremiah Love, but before we do that, my homie, Oreo the Cat, is on the line. Oreo, what up?
It's good.
Dude, what is good? How are you, dog?
Good.
Dog, you're calling to the show. What do you want to talk about today?
Well, yeah, more than like NFL draft stuff. Like, I was really locked in. I did not get to watch a lot of basketball, but
okay.
The NFL draft.
You were locked in on all those picks.
Yeah. I was very, not only surprised, but kind of mad when the Cardinals took Jeremiah Love, because that's who I wanted for the Commanders.
You wanted the Commanders to get Jeremiah Love at 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. What about, you guys have Bill. You have McCroskey Merritt, dude. I think you're good at running back.
Yeah, but it'd be really nice. I think Jeremiah Love might be the best player in the draft.
Oreo, what was the biggest problem for the Washington Commanders last season?
Injuries.
Yeah, injuries, dude. I like, if that team was fully healthy, do you make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so getting a pick at 7 is just such a luxury for a team that everyone thought of as a playoff team, and everyone, I think, this year continues to think of them as a playoff team. And you added in Sonny Styles, who's an unbelievable linebacker. I think your team got way better.
Well, yeah. I mean, defense was a position of need. It was from what I heard. I didn't hear any Sonny Styles. From what I heard Jeremiah Love or Caleb Downs. I did not hear Sonny Styles. I was surprised, but very happy about the pick.
Yeah.
But
go for it, Oreo.
What I don't get was the Chiefs trading up to 6 to get Mansour Delane.
They lost Trent McDuffie, obviously, that they traded a first-round pick, or they got a first-round pick to go get Trent McDuffie, and they traded that pick up to go get Mansour Delane. It's almost like they are upgrading to a younger version of Trent McDuffie, in my opinion. But yeah, I thought they were going to go closer towards a Caleb Downs or a Sonny Styles type play, and they went with the corner from LSU. Very surprising.
Yeah, but what I don't get is I think they could have stayed at 9, kept their picks, and still gotten Mansour Delane.
Really?
I don't think Mansour Delane. I think he's a teens 20s pick. Like I think.
Teens and 20s, my absolute favorite. That's the best age, if you will. That was inappropriate. Sorry, Ori the cat. Would you rather have gone like... The only thing that I think the Commanders probably could have done that maybe have helped the team a little bit more was go with one of the tackles, either Spencer Fano or Maui Noah, just because, Jaden Daniels was getting kind of beat up. I feel like they could have traded back a little bit to go and get one of those guys.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they probably could have... I mean, the Cowboys were making so many moves. I bet they could have traded back with the Cowboys, but obviously divisional. So
it's divisional, and you have Caleb Downs now in the division. The absolute worst thing a Commanders fan could ever have happen to them is Caleb Downs go off.
I forgot about that, low-key.
Yeah, he's in the division. Ori the cat, you are the absolute man. Anything else on the way out?
Spurs play tonight, I think. So.
Spurs do play tonight. Victor Wembanyama is officially questionable for the game. Are you trying to get him to rush back for this game, or you think you want to chill and wait till games 4 or 5?
I'd say no later than game 4.
Yeah.
I don't think he needs to rush back, but no later than game 4.
I absolutely love it. Ori the cat, you are the man. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for being a loyal listener, and we'll keep chatting in the chat and see you around.
Yep.
All right, peace. Just Pop, you are up next with that 815 number. I believe you just tried to call. I was on the phone with Oreo, but if you want to call in right now, Just Pop. I need someone to let me know if Jeremiah Love was a good play. So in the chat, let's have a discussion in the chat while we're on the phone with Pop. Let me know about Jeremiah Love going 3. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, what's up, Zach? My name's Damien. I'm from Chicago.
Damien, this is Pop?
Yup.
Bro, Damien from Chicago calling into the show, jumping in, being a part of this thing. Man, great to hear from you. What do you want to talk about today?
I got a couple things. First, I wanted to talk about my biggest winner, my biggest loser, and then my opinions on my team, the Bears.
Absolutely. Let's start with your biggest winner.
So my biggest winner is going to be the Jets. I think David Bailey, I think very highly of him. He's a high motor, high energy, high speed edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
He led all of college football in both sacks and tackles for loss. He's proven.
Wow.
He doesn't give up on plays, and he'll demand double teams from both the 9 and the 7 tech.
Nice.
Pretty much a dominant edge rusher. I don't really think that he's going to – I don't think it's – I don't want to say I don't think it's possible.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's going to be highly anticipated for him to have a bad first year. By that,
it was at number 2, it was probably the safest play they could have made. They went with David Bailey, a guy who is not going to fail them and ultimately will be a great player for them. I agree with the Jets there. And then Kenyon Sadiq and Omar Cooper I thought was a great finish to the round.
Of course. Me personally, I'm not huge on Omar Cooper. I don't know how I feel about it. He had big games against some lackluster defenses and didn't show up against the star-studded defenses, and he didn't show up in the playoffs, but I think he can pan out. But, I think he's got some good size and he's good speed.
Yeah.
I just need to see more from him.
And he's got an elite quarterback in Geno Smith throwing at him. LOL. Biggest loser of the draft, Damien.
I got the Vikings.
Whoa.
Caleb Banks. I'm not huge on him at all. 4 years playing, logged a total of 48 tackles and 6.5 sacks. 1 year playing, Caden McDonald from 1 year this year. He had 31 tackles and 3 sacks. He was also on the board at the same time. Banks has been dealing with the same foot injury in his left foot for 3 years. 2024, he broke it. 2025, he broke it again. Both required surgery. And then at the combine this year, he fractured the same foot, which also required another surgery. And they took him at 19, projected between 45 and 60. So,
Damien, he's had 3 surgeries in the past 3 seasons?
Yeah.
That is nuts. And they had a guy like Mekhi Lemon on the board still. Keem Mesidor was still on the board. And they had some offensive tackles that they could have gone and shored up that team a little bit more, but they did not. Ultimately, though, they are in your division. It's going to be taken by the Bears. That's your squad, dude. How did the Bears do in this one?
Man, I got us as top 5 biggest winners of this first round of the 2026 NFL Draft.
Boom.
I was high on Dylan Thieneman, high motor guy, 306 tackles in 3 years. He gets to the ball. Wow. He's quick, 4.35, 40 kind of guy. Didn't think he was going to fall. I had us taking a guy like Peter Woods, TJ Parker, maybe even Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. But when I saw he was on the board, I knew what was in Poles' mind. He is a stud. He's not going to fail us. He's reliable. I think he's a surefire prospect, and I'm really happy with the pick.
Damian, and there's no analysis that can make this make sense, but a hard-hitting white safety is just an absolute must for a Super Bowl team. I feel like every Super Bowl team is a hard-hitting white. And that's a team in Chicago that, like, last year, the only really hole was like that secondary, which was super, super banged up. I know, but that was kind of the only problem down the stretch there, and I think they got a great player to shore that secondary up.
I couldn't agree more, and I think we couldn't have found a better replacement in this draft, aside from Caleb Downs, for Kevin Byard. So I'm very happy.
Yeah. Damian, you're the absolute man. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching this show. Dog, God bless you, man. We'll talk to you again soon.
God bless you as well. Thank you for having me. Have a good rest of your day, man.
You too. Peace. My guy Damian hopping on the phone, giving us and dropping some knowledge. Dog came with notes. My homie came with notes on that one. Unbelievable. We're getting another call rolling in here. We're going to keep TBWZ absolutely rolling today, fellas. What is up? You are live on TBWZ, widescreen radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up, dude? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Swaggy, Connecticut.
Swaggy from CT, my guy. How are you feeling today, Swags?
Good. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. It's a feel-good Friday with the NFL draft. We got NBA playoffs. So much to talk about. NHL playoffs, MLB's going on. Dog, floor's yours. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about the Giants draft. They obviously had a pretty impactful one.
Okay.
I was going into the draft hoping for Caleb Downs and what's his name, the Sonny Styles. And I like Arvell Reese more than Sonny Styles. I just didn't think that he would fall to us, so I'm happy with Arvell Reese. But I can't believe that we not only passed on Caleb Downs, but then let him go to the Cowboys. I think it's insane.
That's the tough one. That's the tough one. Commanders fans and Giants fans both had the opportunity to go out and get Caleb Downs and ultimately passed on him, and then he ended up in your division. Dude, if he's picking off Jackson Dart 2 or 3 times next season, you guys are going to freak out.
I think I'm fine with the O lineman. It's not. I'm fine with him. It's just him over Caleb Downs. I think is crazy. It's nothing against him. He's fine. But I feel like too, we've also drafted so many O linemen. None of them have worked out. So I mean, we've drafted the same position for 10 years between O lineman and D lineman and linebacker.
O line, D line, and linebacker. Why do you guys not have the best defense in the world, bro?
We should, and I think this year we definitely could. Not the best defense in the world, but I think we could definitely have a top defense. I just don't know. I loved the Dexter Lawrence trade. As much as I liked him, he didn't want to be there anyway. And getting the 10th pick for him, I think, was nuts. And then, and John Harbaugh, I don't know. He better be good. I know a bunch of Ravens fans, and they all didn't like him towards like the later years, and so he's mixed for me. I'm not sold on him like how everybody else is so far.
Well, I mean, this might just be the meanest thing I could ever do to you, Swaggy, but are the Giants a playoff team next year?
I think they could be. I think it really just depends on how, number one, Harbaugh, but also we just have to stay healthy. Neighbors, I mean, everything you see about Neighbors and his injuries is like not good. And so I think it's if we stay healthy, we definitely can. And I just don't know. I think we could, I know Orioles gonna be pissed. I think we could be better than the Commanders, but I don't know if we could be better than the Cowboys or the Eagles. And I don't see 3 teams from that division making the playoffs. So, and the Cowboys, I mean, last year we beat the Cowboys for like the first time since like the Bush administration. Like, it was nuts.
Dude, you mentioned the Malik Neighbors injury. I thought he was going to be 100% back for the start of the season. It's not progressing the best.
It isn't. And I mean, it looks like Scatabo will be back, and he should be. And I mean, Dart's fine. Besides, he'll get a concussion if he keeps like diving into people. But I don't know. I think this year it sucks because it's like the most hype the Giants have had in forever, and it's like now there's like actual expectations for them, and I don't know if they'll be able to live up to I think their ceiling is like 10 wins. I think they could get to, but I also think their floor could be like 5 or 6 again, and end up in the top 10 for like the 80th year in a row.
I mean, it was a team that was like constantly like coming back from these crazy like 20-point deficits and like coming close. There was like a few flips of the coin last year that could have gone their way. You bring in a guy like John Harbaugh, hopefully those games do go your way, but ultimately, man, New York fans in general, bro. You got the Mets and the Knicks, you got the Jets, and it's just like, it's a tough time in New York City.
I totally, talking about the Knicks, I totally thought, because I'm not a Knicks fan, I totally thought that the Hawks would totally beat them. I didn't think they'd be up 2-1, but I thought that the Hawks could win in like 6 or 6 or maybe 7, but I didn't think that it'd be like, and the Knicks just, I mean, I don't think they should fire Mike Brown. I think that'd be nuts. And I mean, that's how the NBA is now, where they fire guys after 1 year. But I think that it's something where Jalen Brunson can't. He's allergic to passing the ball, and when he has to, and that last play of the game looked like little leaguers when they can't even catch. They don't even have like coordination, and when their whole team is based off like chemistry and how they all work so well together, and then that's happening. It
does look like a team without chemistry, which is just tough to see when you have such. And the Hawks are the exact opposite. They don't have the top line talent, but they have all the chemistry and great coaching. Swaggy, you're the absolute man. I'm trying to come up with my question of the day, and I can't really think of it. What's a better question of the day? Who do you think the next quarterback taken in the draft is going to be, or who's the number 1 overall pick in the 2027 draft class? Which question do you think is better?
I think number 1 pick for next year. I think number 1 pick. So I think it's going to be Lenore Sellers. I think he's the best quarterback.
Lenoris Sellers is our first vote for number 1 pick next year. Swaggy, unbelievable way to get things started with us. Brother, thanks for watching the show, following along, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, have a good one.
You too. Peace. That's going to be our question of the day once we go live on TikTok, is who's the number 1 overall pick next year. Swaggy's going right up top with Lenoris Sellers, the South Carolina product himself, Lenoris. Dude, that's crazy. My parents almost named me Lenoris when I was being born. If I was a girl, I was going to be Callie. And if I was a boy, it was either going to be Zac or Lenoris. The Edge from Texas, Colin Simmons is number 1 overall, says Popperman. We got J.D. Walker, hates the Lenoris pick. Hates it. Lenoris has all the intangibles in the world. I am going to go with Jaden Maiava. Yes, sir. Maiava is the best quarterback in college football next year. Maiava is the best quarterback in college football next year, by far. Am I a diehard USC fan? Yes, sir. Go Trojans. Fight on. Fight on, the mighty Troy. But yes, he is the best quarterback in the draft, and he's probably going to win the Heisman Trophy next year, Jaden Maiava. Dante Moore is going to fall in the draft big time. I think Dante Moore made a huge mistake by not going this year. Actually, no, I choose whoever Penn State's quarterback is. Or that's a good one. Dante Moore could also go. Oh, I just popped me in clashing. I'm a CJ Carr, says Nico Nix. I think Arch Manning has a better chance than that. JD Walker's on the phone right now. What up, dog?
What is up?
JD, a resident Cowboys fan. The floor is yours, dude.
Yes,
how did the Cowboys do in the draft?
You know, after more thinking of the Malachi Lawrence, I think we have a A-.
JD, that was a rough start, bro. Doesn't even know his name.
I thought of Makai Lemon for a second. I'm sorry.
Let's just call him Malachi. Malachi Lawrence.
No, Malachi. It's Malachi Lawrence from the University of Central Florida.
Yeah, UCF, the bounce house, Space U. And Caleb Downs at 7. Yeah. That's the pick, though.
Caleb Downs at 11 is pretty good. I will say that.
At 11, that's right. Dog, how are you feeling about your Cowboys going into next season? Obviously, the offense looks good. Question for the Cowboys and fans, is George Pickens still going to be on the team at the start of the next season?
Probably not. We're going to probably have to draft a wide receiver in the draft next year. So, well, that will be fine. But this year, if we go and trade up for a linebacker in this draft, I think we can become second and make like the 6th or 5th seed, I think, in the East and the West. Because I don't think the Seahawks are going to repeat anything. I don't think the Seahawks make the playoffs.
Oh, you have them missing the playoff. That's the hot take of the day so far.
Oh, they lost the Super Bowl MVP, who carried them basically all year.
Yeah, they did draft a running back. Yeah. They drafted running back at 32 last night, the backup at Notre Dame. Pretty crazy that both Notre Dame running backs, the starter and the backup, went in the first round last night.
I do think that is a little bit crazy,
yeah.
I thought it was a little bit of a reach, but
sure. JD, we talked about it last night, but they did make a trade with the Eagles. Now that you've had kind of 24 hours to process, are you okay that you did a deal with the Devil, or are you like still mad that you made a deal with the Eagles?
No, I'm still mad because we gave them their replacement for A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
We were going to be fine without A.J. Brown, so it was just going to be Devontae Smith and Saquon. But no. We gave them Makai. You
gave him Makai Levin. Yeah. I love Oreo the Cat's just like in the chat right now. Like, I don't even know who the quarterback for Penn State is, but he's the guy. He's the number 1 overall pick. And Pop's like, Rocco Becht. Rocco Becht
Becht.
From Iowa State, famously Cyclone City. JD, obviously your Thunder look very good. They got the win. Everyone's so mad at SGA, which is completely noticeable and makes sense to me. But, Dog, the question of the day that we got going here is, who do you have as the number 1 overall pick in the 2027 NFL draft for next year?
Biasly?
Sure.
Like not my real answer, but biasly, John Mateer.
John Mateer, there we go. That is a Texas Tech legend right there, John Mateer. Speaking of Texas Tech, Jacob Rodriguez still on the board.
Texas Tech? What?
John Mateer's at Oklahoma. You're right, my bad. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh, jeez. I failed.
But I hate it, but it might be Arch Manning.
Arch Manning, is that your official vote?
I just don't think of another quarterback. I mean, maybe the Oregon quarterback is better than him.
I need your official vote, JD, with confidence and with gusto.
What's that Oregon's quarterback name?
Dante Moore.
Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore will go before Arch Manning.
Okay, so if Dante Moore is number 1.
Yes.
Awesome. JD, you're the absolute man. Anything else for the people on the way out? Some hockey?
Go Stars and let's go Trailblazers. Let's beat the Spurs.
There we go, dog. I absolutely love it. Get the rivalry started in the chat. Brother, thanks for calling in. Thanks for following in. We'll talk to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Talk to you later.
Peace. My guy JD shows up every single stream to talk ball and hang out with the homies, which is exactly what this show is all about. The NBA playoffs are going on tonight. A little look inside some of those series. But first, let's take this call. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name and where are you calling from?
What is up, Zach? It is Nico from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Nico from North Carolina, my guy, calling into the show. Big Carolina man, huh?
Not really.
Oh.
But I am a big New York Jets, New York Knicks, New York Yankees, and New York, the Islanders.
Let's talk about your Jets then, Nico, because they got David Bailey at 2, Kenyon Sadiq at 16, Omar Cooper at 30th, and this is a team that has 3 first-round picks next season. So we're kind of building something in New York, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I think that David Bailey just completely, he was the closer of our pass rush. I really think that he's going to be great for us.
Okay.
Him, Will McDonald the fourth. We're starting to build our defense slowly but surely. We had, drafted.
Mm-hmm.
No, not drafted. We got, what's his name? Chicago. Nashon Wright? Nashon Wright, yeah. In the off season. So we're building our defense. Defense very slowly, and I'm excited to see what happens. So Kenyon Sadiq, he's going to be great. I'm excited for that. Completely excited. Omar Cooper, I was a little iffy about him.
Okay. He had a great season at Indiana. Ultimately, Indiana didn't play the toughest competition. And when the competition got good in the playoffs, he kind of disappeared. He had a Heisman-winning quarterback throwing for him. This year's got Geno Smith. But ultimately, he just has to be the number 2 guy. Like, you have a number 1 option over there in that offense.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited for, what the future holds for us. That's what we say every year. So I'm sure we're just going to be disappointed just like every other year. But
it does seem slightly different, though. It seems slightly different. It feels like there's a regime with Aaron Glenn, and he's kind of building towards something rather than just like trying to like put a Band-Aid over the fix right now. Like he's like understanding there's holes.
I completely know what you're talking about. They're not really trying to pick, they're not trying to be the smartest guys in the draft. They're trying to draft, the best player. It's a different feeling from every other draft, but I'm sure, the Jets are the Jets, and we're just going to I hope that we become good.
I think the clearest thing for me, in years past, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, they would have 100% drafted Ty Simpson at number 2, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, they would have, but they're actually looking pretty solid. The team does look good. They have 3 first-round picks next year in a stacked class. Speaking of that class, Nico, on your way out, question of the day, who's the number 1 overall pick in next year's NFL draft?
I'm going to go off on a limb here. Jeremiah Smith, okay?
Wow, wide receiver 1-1.
Yeah.
First vote for Jeremiah Smith. Unbelievable stuff.
I want to stir up something in the chat, see what people say.
All right, what's up, Adam? Go for it. Nico?
Sorry. What?
You're good. You said you wanted to stir up something in the chat?
Oh, no. I was just saying, Jeremiah Smith, I just want to see, what everybody says.
That was the spoon that stirred things up.
Oh, yeah.
That was the spoon. I absolutely love it. Popman thinks it's a great take. Man, I think he's probably the most special player in the draft coming out of next year. I'm excited to see the season that he has. It's going to be a second year with Julian Sayin, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so they'll get some chemistry going and have some fun. Nico, calling in from North Carolina, you are the absolute man, bro. Anything else for the people on the way out?
Nothing. Just want to congratulate you on, all of your success that you've had recently, especially, I saw that it was like, seeing your Jets, Mets, Nets video just pop off. And watching it like in real time, it was amazing. It was Mona Lisa being painted, Jack. It was amazing. So
thank you, Nico.
I just wish you, I'll be sticking around. So just keep going, keep crushing it, and God bless.
God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Peace.
See you.
Dude, that makes me so happy. It is kind of crazy to watch the it's kind of crazy to watch the take formulate in real time, and then to see it pop up on your Instagram or TikTok feed is absolutely hilarious. Adam Hurley, my homie in the YouTube all alone. Brother, what up, dog? Good to see you, Adam. He has questions about Jokic. We're going to get to that in just a moment here, but first, one more call before we end the power hour. What is up, brother? You are live on TBWZ Widescreen Radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello. I'm sorry, I'm sick right now. I'm Sierra. I'm calling from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay, Sierra, another North Carolina person. What are you sick with, Sierra?
I have for the past 2 weeks have had a sinus infection.
Okay. We might get a little personal here. Don't let me violate any HIPAA laws, but are you doing anything that worsens the sinus infection, like maybe vaping or smoking or doing anything bad?
I am not. I'm in school. I can't be caught doing that thing.
Sierra, you got your head on your shoulders. You're unbelievable. You are our first woman since Shelby called in about 3 weeks ago, and I made a fool of myself. But Sierra, you're calling to the show, talking a little bit of ball with the homies. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm not naturally a big sports person, but I am a New York Yankees fan. Thanks to my father, who is from Brooklyn, New York.
Shout out to Pops.
Actually, my entire family, not my entire family, but my entire dad's side of the family is from Brooklyn, New York. I went there when I was 3. I don't remember anything from it.
Have you been back to New York since you were 3 years old?
I have not. My dad is kind of going through a rough patch right now, but he said once he gets enough money, he should be taking me sometime during my birthday.
That will be very awesome. New York is a great city. Right now you're in Greensboro living it up. And you said you're a Yankees fan?
I am a Yankees fan. I actually, when the opening night, I went to go see it with my dad. Not live, but I got to see it on Netflix.
You watched the game with Pops live on Netflix and watched the Yankees play ball. That is super, super awesome. Are you a fan of all New York sports, like the Jets and the Giants and stuff?
I wouldn't say so. Like I said, I'm not like a big sports person. Really, the only thing I do watch is the Yankees because I really want to find something else to connect with my dad with.
Yeah, that's actually really awesome. I love that sports can be that connecting point for families. You mentioned you don't watch a whole lot of sports. What are you usually watching, Sierra? Are you into anime, or do you like The Pit? Or are you a Game of Thrones girl, Harry Potter? What up?
When it comes to shows, I would be considered a quote-unquote anime kid.
Okay.
But with that being said, I haven't actually finished a lot of animes. If I had to, like, have a number off the top of my head from animes that I've actually been able to finish and watch, like, fully, I would say, like, 10.
10. Yeah, I mean, anime is a tough one to get through. They have a ton of seasons. I'm more of a movie man myself. I ended up going to film school in Boston and studying film theory and a lot of nerdy film stuff. I know this might be a tough question, Sarah, but do you have like a favorite movie?
Oh, favorite movie.
Or you can just name like a couple of your favorite movies.
I possibly have maybe 2 favorite movies right now.
Okay, possibly? You said possibly. Let's see 'em. Okay, let's hear them.
So the first one is this movie that came out in 2019.
Joker?
No. It's called Invader Zim Enter the Floor Pit. It was made in 2019, almost a decade after the original show had gotten canceled off Nickelodeon.
Invader Zim. Shout out to you, Sierra. You're a cool person.
It's like it's the first media of Invader Zim when I was getting into it. Yeah. I watched the movie before I watched any of the show.
Nice. And it got you into it. All right, that was one of your favorites. And then what's your second one, Sierra?
Second one, I just finished it a couple weeks ago because it's 2 hours and like 30 minutes, which I still don't know how I ended up finishing it with my short attention span. But it has to be the first Infinity Castle movie for Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer Infinity Castle movie. I have never tuned into that, but you're saying it's a good one?
It is definitely a good one. The animation is so, beautiful. It's one of the first movies that have made me cry in a long time.
Have you seen the movie Titanic?
No, never, actually.
Have you seen Interstellar?
No.
All right. Then those are 2 movies I think you should check out, Sierra. They might change your mind a little bit. Titanic is unbelievable awesome. Sierra, you are so cool, first of all. Like, a lot of people call into the show and get nervous and scared. And you came in and were just like, I don't really know a whole lot of sports, but I'm just down to chit-chat. You're like a really cool person.
I thank you for that. I used to be bullied a lot in elementary school for being nerdy, so I appreciate that. So
you were bullied for being nerdy. On the flip side now, what are you, high school or middle school?
I'm in middle school.
You're in middle school. And now, like, the best thing to do to the bully is, like, be nice to them and, like, treat them with kindness. Because then it's just, like, they have no idea what to do after that.
Yeah, I do that, like, all the time. There's this girl in my theater class, and she annoyed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And because she bullied me a lot for being mixed, because my dad is black and my mom is white.
Shout out.
But I present more as a white girl, and she used to get on my nerves because she used to always call me like, "Oh, you're a mutt," and I really only let a handful of people call me that.
Okay, I will never call you that. You said you're a little bit nerdy. Dad is black, mom is white. Do you think you'd been a little bit cooler if dad was white and mom was black, or even like more nerdy?
I think I probably would have been more nerdy if my mom was black.
Oh, Sierra, that is so awesome. We're having a good time, having fun. Dude, thank you for following the show and watching along. We're gonna keep moving with the rest of the show, but do you have anything to say to the people on the way out?
Actually, one thing, for all your viewers, keep pushing no matter, like, what is going through in your life. If you're going through a rough patch like my dad, it's always going to get better soon. And I didn't really know about Zac until his Crispy Concords video, but now I am a big fan. So maybe one of these days you'll find something that makes you happier. And I hope that everything goes well for you.
Sierra, God bless you. Thank you so much. You'll be in my prayers, and so will your dad. Thank you for calling in. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Thanks.
Bye. Wow, unbelievable power hour. Fellas, that's how we wrap it up with an unbelievable call from Sierra. We got Just Pop joining the show. Your dad hopped in here. Man, this was an awesome, awesome start to today's show. We have 2 hours left in today's programming. I'm going to take a 5-minute break, collect my thoughts, go potty, and then we're going to, and then we're going to go live on TikTok, and we're going to be taking calls and talking balls with all of those heathens. Do you take calls on Monday? Every day. Every day. Just Pop every single day I take calls, brother. And then every night I'm live for the NBA playoffs, so we're talking ball every single night. It's going pretty well. So there's a chance once football season does go around, I might be doing daily lives for NFL football season and college football. So we'll see, but the only way I get to that level and going live every day is if we continue to be successful with the show that we're building right now, which is TBWZ Widescreen Radio. That 580 number, I'm taking a 5-minute break, but we will see you on the other side, 580. Fellas, ladies, Veenies, weenies, everything in betweenies, absolutely love